I've been to a Memphis wrestling show once. It was a lot of fun. There was a guy in the crowd who was either cosplaying as a hillbilly or actually was a hillbilly. The show is your local indie-fed mud show stuff, but you have a sense of direction and they've done a lot to clean up their production from when I first saw them. I have low expectations going in. I like this intro. It plays up the history of Memphis wrestling and tries to connect it to today. However, after watching Not That Tom Green's recap episode of late Memphis wrestling, I'm not so sure I'd want to make that connection. They run several recaps, and as a viewer, I get it, but as a first-time viewer of where they are today, it feels like a tad too much filler. I like the intro video. I'm pretty sure it's a template from some stock video website. A shout out to Envato for having tons of stock audio and video. Dustin Starr always looks swank introducing the show. There's a dude in the crowd with a crown and a kid under 15 who's wearing an Outlaw Indie Mudjo t-shirt. That kid's going places, like jail for calling in We introduce Aaron Roberts and his manager, Justin Case. Aaron Roberts wears his title like a necktie and I love it. WWF needs to make title belt neckties. Justin Case looks like what should have happened to Justin Credible. He looks like your football coach shopping at Walmart on Sunday. He's not bad on the mic, but that outfit needs an upgrade. The crowd hates Aaron and he milks it for all it's worth. Great job. We get another shot of Outlaw Mudshow Kid. Damn, he's bigger than I thought. Maybe he's older than 15. There's a segment between Ray Sanders and Derek King. They get interrupted by Tim Grimes saying he and Derek are cool, but Ray needs to get his mouth checked by his fist later tonight. Tim is like that "how you doing fellow kids" meme come to life. It's shades of Too Cool and PG-13. It's certainly a gimmick that's been around for a while and showing its age. Tim Bosby has an open challenge for this internet title. We get the best shot of the Outlaw t-shirt in the show. Tim Bosley looks like Jason Jordan and Kurt Angle had a baby. His opponent is a guy who calls himself Main Event Bradley. If you're on the first match of the show, you probably should be something more like Opening Match Bradley. Bradley has a partner named Nasty Phil. These guys need better names. We get commercials because it's television. They get Sonic, Dave & Buster's, and Regional One Health. That's quite a mix. I recommend Sonic's burger. It's better than McDonald's. Bradley runs away and relies on his big nasty friend to protect him. This hasn't been a main event style since Diesel was protecting Shawn Michaels. Bradley does a nice running kick in the corner. They wrestle some more and Bosby is over. This crowd is a happy crowd and that makes things more fun. I don't know what that counter reverse by Bosby into an ankle lock is called, and it wasn't flawless, but it had its charm. Bradley tries so hard to get to the rope I believe him. They do a crazy setup of Bradley getting caught jumping off the ropes, but instead of doing anything cool with it, Bosby ends up clotheslining him. That was a lame ending. Still, decent little match that told the story. They do a package for their event at the Mid-South Fair with one half of the Rock and Roll Express. I know life happens, but that kind of feels like meeting just the drummer of Kiss. I wonder how the wrestlers like working the fair show. Do they love it because it's a laid-back thing and they can have fun? Or is it more like, sigh, this is part of the gig? The ref certainly had his moment to shine at the event. They do a really weird skit about buying tickets and meeting wrestlers. It was certainly a thing that happened, and I didn't get it. Out comes the walking red flag Colton Cage, and I'm already loving this performance. He's even from Miami. It's perfect. He's filming himself making his entrance, and they have the footage for it. This is such a great gimmick. It's middle of the card, but man is it fun and contemporary. Gio Savage comes out, and man is he a what bar. Does he fancy chocolates, black and gold whiskey, Marlboro black and gold? There's tons of options. The outfit looks great though. He keeps doing this shoulder shake thing. Find something better because that's kind of whack. These guys give me hope that this match will be some degree of fun. Savage brings in the shoulder shaking to show Cage how it's done, and I guess that makes sense. Cage blows a kiss to the camera while keeping Savage in the corner with Cage's shoe in his face. I'm gonna let Dustin Starr just say it.
Big chop sends a nipple into the front row.
I don't understand how a chop to the nipple goes out to the audience, but okay. I don't know what you call that ending maneuver, but it looked cool. Psycho Simon does a vignette and Dustin Starr reads my mind wondering what in the heck was that all about. The doll Simon threw away was creepy. Apparently the doll has a name, Lucy. I feel like her and Rocco should at least try going on a date. I gotta talk about names for a second. If Steve Austin had come out as Chili McFreeze, there would be no WWF revival. Naming yourself with a word that has nothing but negative connotations about it is not something I'd recommend. Kay Toomer, the master of Fat Jitsu, comes out and challenges Aaron Roberts for his previously held title, and out comes the wrestling school attendees, and Justin Case looking like he should be getting you a cold one at a tailgate. Case says Toomer's issues are with the gun show, not Roberts, and out comes a guy calling himself the gun show. I reiterate my thoughts on naming being important. And then out comes a man named the same thing as a malt liquor. I think he's a Memphis wrestler from back in the day, but I have no idea. They have to do a very big jump cut, and I feel like it's because Cobra kept talking with his back to the camera. Is he lucid enough that he should be out there? He makes a match between both Toomer and Gun Show next week because, like Highlander, there can be only one. But in this case, a contender for the Heritage title. Cobra says there can't be two number ones. It's actually really solid logic for a wrestling show. They show another highlight package and this dude takes a sick drop kick while jumping off the rope. I just had to highlight that because it was such a sight. It probably should have ended the match. The highlights made the match seem worth watching. So, good job, production. LA Hustlers arrive and New Jack talking about imitators echoes in my mind. They're taking on a team called The New Guys, who don't get an intro or music, so you already know how this is gonna end. Their gear matches nicely at least. The one new guy, I think his name is Jake Mons, is pretty tall, does kip-ups and drop kicks in the match, so he's got some athleticism to use. The new guy set up a move in the corner on the skinny hustler rough shot that I can only describe as a step up enziguri. I hope they have a cool name for that move. If they don't, might I suggest the Stairway to Heaven? The camera setting disparity is bothering me greatly at this point. The hustlers win with a heart attack and a splash. Rough shot should find something to do besides giving a clothesline. His arms make chicken wings look meaty. The hustlers get some mic time and call out how they've beaten people, but they're not getting title shots because of not being part of the buddy system in a manner that suggests he's saying Dustin runs the show. Ray Collins does a vignette that screams, "Trust me, I'm rich, bro," and it's just as believable as most porn acting. They recap the Ray Sanders, Derek King, and Tim Grind segment, as if anyone watching this far into the show hasn't already been watching the first time it aired. Double Ray Sanders comes out to take on Tim Grind, whose theme song makes me think every other song I've ever disliked is now marginally better because there is now proof music can be worse than that.
And introducing next his opponent.
Winning the tag team title. Now they're here. Singles competition, like I said.
Tim is part of a tag team called Too Cool 2. If Jamie Dundee peed in the gene pool in Too Cool, I feel like Too Cool 2 would be that result. Ray shows off some aerial skills and hits a pretty awesome blockbuster. I wonder what Tim Grind's character's day job is supposed to be. They should have him trying to sell drugs to kids, but because he's this old dude trying to be cool, they all think he's an undercover cop. They don't show the lead up to the sneaky roll up by Grind, so who knows exactly what happened there. They show highlights from a night of wrestling at the brewery. Why are kids there? Why are you asking? I bet that show with 2 drinks is extra fun. They show one of the kids being used as a weapon in a match. Outlaw Mud Show Wrestling. We get a package from Mackenzie Morgan and C-Rex for their upcoming women's title match. This package made me a fan of Mackenzie Morgan. She should steal opening match Brad's nickname. Don't tell me main event Mackenzie doesn't sound slick. Her promo highlights have feeling and heart with them. Her music choice is 2010, but she looks like a wrestler. Her act is infectious. I am impressed. I hope she can go far. I've seen C-Rex wrestle before. It did not leave me wanting to see more. She's managed by the Versace of Violence, which is a pretty sweet nickname, Nikki XS. The story is that C-Rex is under the Giant, willing to beat up Mackenzie, who's playing the role of Hulk Hogan, and Nikki XS is doing the DiBiase role. Mackenzie is dressed like a piece of candy, and C-Rex is dressed like a dungeon. They do David vs. Goliath, and C-Rex gives a perfect Michinoku driver while doing the splits. It's not enough for a 3 because C-Rex gives it up, but the leg drop follow-up does the job. That was not the outcome I expected or desired. I like to grade things like in school because most people have been to at least a few days and we all learned that grading system. Objectively, the show gets a D. Subjectively, I'm giving it a B-. I walked away wanting to see more of a performer I've never seen before. That's something guys with millions of dollars in promotion behind them can't succeed at no matter which billionaire is footing the bill. So, high ranking for me personally.